Hello, have you ever wondered why most people start the journey of building their personal brand and all of a sudden they stop? They were in one conference or the other and they got exposed to the concept of personal branding. They were so excited, or probably the book they read showed them the concept and they believe, if only I can do this, I'm going to build my personal brand, then my portfolio is going to speak for me. But all of a sudden, they meet this roadblock and they stop. That's exactly what we're going to talk about in today's video. 14 reasons why most people never build a personal brand. And I don't want you to be part of those people who will not. So join me on this ride. Let me walk you through, showing you how these things work and how you can avoid them. What is personal branding? This is very crucial. Personal branding is the unique combination of skills, experiences, and personality that you want the world to see. It is how you present yourself and your reputation to others, especially in a professional setting. I love this. It's the intentionality of you packaging your story, your personality to the world. The positive things that you want people to know about yourself. That is personal branding. If you're building a personal brand, you're not trying to show the world your weaknesses. No, that's not the goal. The goal is to package the good things you're doing, your journey, your authentic self to the world and say, this is who I am. This is what I'm working on. This is how good I am on this aspect. That's what you want to show to the world. So your personal brand helps you shape the perception that people have about you, online or offline. What does that mean? If there are things people are going to think about you, your personal brand will help you shape them. You're going to give it a style. You're going to give them a story to talk about. So for me, it's about how I started hawking, more like my entrepreneurship journey at the age of 5. I started doing that in the year 1997 down to 2012, like 17 years on the street hawking. So how do I bring that to what I'm doing currently? The journey of telling people, this is where I started from and this is where I am now. It is what people want to hear. And then how they can learn and improve on their own. That's my own personal journey. This is who I am. This is the weaknesses I have. This is how I manage my struggle. And this is where I am today, irrespective of those stuff. So your personal brand is the way you shape what people think about you. So let's talk about the key aspect of personal branding. There are major keys that will help you build your personal brand. Number one is being authentic. Yes, being authentic is one thing you cannot underestimate. Authenticity, being true to who you are, showing your values and passion and belief. This is very important. If you want to build your personal brand, you have to accept who you are. Okay, have you seen this person? He's a musician and he's blind. But the way he tells his story about being blind and being authentic, he's not shy about being blind. He is actually using that to share his story. You think of someone like Oprah Winfrey, she is telling her story, what happened to her when she was young, and today how those things are helping her achieve her goals. The moment you can become vulnerable, the moment you can share things about yourself, it will open you up to becoming a more relatable character, and people want to know you more. See, people are always suspecting this celebrity, what they do in the inside. How do they spend their night? How do they spend their weekend? If you can share us what you do off camera, off scene, people want to connect with you more. So by being authentic, you are working on your personal brand. The next key aspect of building your personal brand is expertise. What do you know? What can you do? How good are you in what you do? Sharing what you know and what you do, your knowledge, your skills in a particular field will help you build your personal brand. Don't mistake this. It is your expertise that you are trying to show the world. And it is this expertise that you are showing that will bring connection to you. Another key aspect is consistency. Consistency. Regularly presenting yourself in a way that aligns with your brand or your message will help you scale your personality. How do you regularly bring yourself in front of the camera or on a podcast or writing your articles? This is what will help you build connection with the people. Another key aspect of building your personality is visibility. Sharing your brand through platforms like social media, speaking engagements, blog, and networking. These aspects will help you develop yourself and also connect with the people who are interested in your story or your brand. Let's talk about reputation. How people perceive you, including your work ethics, professionalism, and reliability. This is another way to build your personal brand. How people perceive your work ethics. Have you seen this guy, Gary Vee? Gary Vee is always telling you about how he works 18 hours a day, 17 hours a day, even into the weekends. He is projecting his work ethics, and people love him for that. There are people who will never do what he's teaching, but they will follow him because they will keep believing that one day I will get to this point, or I just love this guy. I just wish I can work like him. That is the concept of personal branding when it has to do with reputation. What do you know how to do well? What are you doing well? How do you put effort into your business? People want to know those things and they want to connect with you. Now, let us go into the limitation people face when building their personal brand. The first one we're going to talk about is personal doubt and fear. Very important. This is the major limitation people face the moment you want to launch a personal brand journey. The first question people always ask when they're having this challenge is, am I truly enough? Am I really good? Can I make this happen? Am I good enough to build a successful personal brand? Self-doubt can limit you from what you ought to do. I've been there. Growing up, I don't know how to communicate well in English, and it's always something I wonder about. What if people hear me say the wrong thing? What if people perceive me speaking the wrong grammar? How would that hurt my brand? I keep saying this over and over again to myself, and I keep repeating that cycle. If you want to build your personal brand, or you're already on the journey, working on yourself, you're going to face this fear on a daily basis, and you can't deal without them. They will be there on a consistent basis. I've heard professionals who tell me, Mr. Nis, I've done this for 10 years, but each time I'm climbing on that stage to talk, to shoot video, to write article, I still feel that fear. So you can't eliminate this fear altogether. The self-doubt, self-sabotage, they will all be there. But what makes you a professional is how to handle them and do what you ought to do. Don't try to kill them. Don't try to eliminate them. They won't go. The good news is that you can walk alongside with them. Whenever you want to do something and you feel scared and you start doubting yourself, that's the more reason why you should do it. So how to handle this limiting belief or this fear is by noticing their presence, acknowledging them, and working with them. Don't try to take them away because they won't. But stay with them, master them, and keep running. What if I fail? That's another question people ask. Fear of failure can hinder individuals from taking risks and stepping out of their comfort zone. Now you know point A is where you are and point Z is where you want to get to. And you're already moving. You're already creating content. You're already posting every day or weekly. And people are reacting to it. But there is this fear that will come in between. What if in the next 10 years this doesn't work? What if I want to pivot and do something else? And then people will start asking me, who are you? Why are you changing? Why are you changing too fast? All those signs are going to come on the way. You're going to have those fear of, what if I fail? What if I don't meet up to the standard? What if I host an event, nobody shows up? Or I created a Zoom link and nobody clicked the link to join? It has happened to me. I've been there. But the good thing about failing is that you're going to learn. It's about the learning that is more important. The learning process in failing or taking steps is more important to me than the result I'm going to get. Another question people ask when they're having this concern is, how can I balance my personal brand with professional responsibilities? It is simple. You don't have to figure everything out. You have to learn how to delegate. You have to also learn how to say no, because saying no will buy you time. It will save you from crisis. For me, I used to spend roughly 2 hours every day on phone calls with people. Yes, telling you the fact. This is 2024. I'm telling you, this year, I used to spend up to 2 hours on a phone call. Remember, it is not even mentoring. It's not coaching. It is just talking with friends, chatting and relating with people I know or people I have concerns for. I didn't know that single act was limiting my personal growth. Not until the time I started reading, researching, how can I manage my time more? I realized that 80 to 70% of the time I spend with people on phone doesn't create any results. You tell them things that you want them to do or things you feel they should work on. They will not do anything about it. So instead of me wasting time on those people, why not look for platforms where I can create value? The same time I give people, talking to them orally or on the phone or having a chat with them, I can use that same time, create content, put it out there on social media. If they are interested in growth, like they are saying over the phone, they should go and watch that content and grow. The time I'm spending to shoot this video, I can also use it to make a phone call, but it's not going to yield any result. If you're trying to balance your professional responsibility and then building your personal brand, ask yourself, what are the major things that are consuming my time? Is it sleep? Is it entertainment? Is it chat? These are things that can limit you as a personal brand. If you can discover them and start working on them, the earlier, the better for you. Another concern people have is it really worth it building my personal brand? Putting all this energy. For someone like me that creates up to 7 contents every day on Instagram and on TikTok and nobody's viewing them in most cases, it's also a concern. I'm saying this because I want you to understand that even me to feel the same way you're going to feel. If you're asking yourself, is it necessary for me to put all this energy? What if this thing doesn't work? What if people don't like me? What if actually I'm not yet good enough? Let me tell you, if you are on that journey, don't give up. Lack of clarity about benefits of personal branding can prevent individuals from investing on themselves. If you keep thinking about this, what if people don't like me? What if people don't do this or don't do that? You will limit yourself from getting to that goal that you've set yourself. So when people ask that question, is it really worth it? Yes, it's worth it. It may not work now, but it's working on you. Certain things will not work the way you want them to work immediately, but over time, they will work together. For me, I didn't know creating content would take me to building a brand. You go back to my YouTube channel and check the very first video on that YouTube channel. I just created it casually, telling people how I want to help them create content for their business. I didn't need to be this big. If I didn't start that journey 2 years ago, by now I would still be struggling. I know there are a lot of persons who thought of building their personal brand 2 years ago who didn't do anything at all, who wanted it to be right or clear to them before they would launch. Until today, they are still wondering the right time to start. But for me, I started that moment not knowing how it's going to be, not knowing if I have the funding and everything to do it. Even as a startup owner, I didn't know how these things are going to work out. But one good thing I did was I just took the step. And on the journey, I'm learning, improving, and then now I'm even making more money. Yes, we have dealt with fear. I want you to ask yourself, what are your fears? Before we even go to the next point, let's talk about what are your fears. Can you take a pen and paper now? Pause this video. Write out the fears you have, the things you feel that is limiting you, and let's look at them horizontally and give an answer to them. For you, if it's speaking wrong English, or if it's not having enough time, if it's not knowing where this brand is going to, pick your pen and paper, write down those fears, and ask yourself, if these are my fears, what will be the outcome? If I can improve, or if I can work on this, what will my life look like? If you can figure out what your life will look like, you will definitely see the need to go all in on this. So societal and cultural barriers. Why should I invest in personal branding when people already know me? It is a big question people also ask. And I know you may be asking this question. Why should I invest in this? Why should I put my energy on this? Well, if people know you, how many percent do you think they are? And if people know you, are you earning from that popularity? If you limit yourself with this belief that you're already known in your community, in your society, give yourself a shot. Make offer to those people. Because the essence of building personal brand is also to leverage on it financially. Write a book and throw it out there. I have a friend of mine who is working with my wife, and he's on a project to publish a book. And he's asking my wife, how can I sell this book? This fellow is very popular. People know him, people love him, people trust him. But now it's time to monetize on this knowledge of you. That is how to know if people really know you or love you. Make an offer to them. Ask them to join your WhatsApp group. Ask them to pay for this class, or ask them to buy this material from you, or to patronize you more. That is how to check if people really know you. And if you do this experiment and nobody responds to you, or 80% of people that responded are not willing to commit financially, either they don't know you too well or they don't trust you. So that is enough reason to build your personal brand and develop enough reputation and authenticity with people. So still on societal and cultural barriers, another question people usually ask is this: isn't personal branding selfish? Shouldn't I prioritize the needs of my family and community first? I've gotten these questions over time. Ask yourself, if you don't build a personal brand, what umbrella will your children stand on? There's a family in the United States, they call them Rockefeller family. If you have any trace to that family, you must be a millionaire, if not a billionaire. If only a relation or someone from that family is your father or your mother, you're already married. Another family in US you can talk of is the family of J.F. Kennedy. If you are from that family of Kennedy family, you are already married. These things are personal brand. Very soon you can start relating to things like Donald Trump, Barack Obama, Queen of England. These are families that one person from that family decided to build a personal brand. If you are concerned with, should I focus on my family first before building my personal brand, it is an error. I will advise you to focus on building your personal brand. And remember, if you're focused on your personal brand, it also touches your family, because your personality, what makes you who you are, is your family too. So if I'm building on my personal brand, I can't ignore my family, because I need to take care of them. I need to put them on the process together with me. For me, my wife is into content creation, the same thing I'm doing. She's talking to teenagers. She's coaching them. She's showing up on webinars, on live sessions. I am pushing her to do that. So while I'm working on my personal brand, I'm also taking care of my family more. People that wants to follow me will see how my wife is improving, see how we are sharing our love, our connection, and they want to do more for themselves. And they also want to connect more with me, because if your wife is making this progress, it means if I follow you, I will also do that for my family, because family is a very big priority for people. For someone like me, I don't joke with my wife. So let's talk about the next thing people wonder about. People think, am I being arrogant or boastful when I'm talking about my personal brand? Yes, you watch people show off how they got a new car, a new watch, the kind of system they like using, the kind of food they eat when they travel. Now, most people feel, oh, I'm being boastful. I'm just showing off. I'm just telling people who I am instead of trying to relate to other people where they are. The fact that most people are suffering shouldn't be the reason why you should create suffering content, nor try to hide your personality. Showing off what you have as a way of building your personal brand will also help somebody else up their game. Everybody will not be the same. Most people will think negatively about you, but that's not your business. Remember, what you're doing as a personal brand is showing the positive things that are happening in your life and how your journey began from day one to where you are today. From the poor background or for the miserable thing or traumatic thing that happened to you to what you have today. That's your focus. You will not, because of someone else, and start hiding and start limiting yourself. Sharing your good news, sharing the wins, and also sharing your failures and your losses will encourage somebody on the journey, on their own journey, to speed up their own progress. Don't hide away from this. I know it's a cultural barrier you are facing, but let me tell you the truth. By the virtue of seeing other people do what they're doing, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing today. And I believe someone else will come up tomorrow and start doing something simply because I didn't give up, not throwing the towel. So don't let this barrier stop you. The next barrier people have is this: how can I build a personal brand when I don't have resources or connections of others? Yes, you don't belong to any church or any religious organization that can support you. You don't have any 9 to 5 you're doing where other people can support you. While your 9 to 5 or your regular connection can be a limitation. Also, working remotely or working at home, people also see it as a limitation. But let me tell you the truth. If you are working remotely or you are working in a connection, in a system where you are meeting people every single day, two of these things can also be a huge advantage for you. All you need to know is, what is my priority? What's my long-term goal? What do I intend to achieve? If building my personal brand can help me make 6 zeros, 7 zeros, or 7 figures a month, a year, I should make it my priority, because you are working to gain freedom. You're working to make more money and make impact. How can I align it? Stop wondering about the connections you don't have. Focus on the ones you have and multiply them. It can be changing where you cut your hair. It can be changing where you take your coffee. It can be changing where you make your clothes. These are ways to connect with people. But if you're not interested in building this personality, you keep making excuses. So on this barrier, you are the only one that can set yourself free. The belief can limit individuals from seeing opportunities and taking action. If you don't know how big success will be for you, you keep crying about things you don't have. But focusing on things you have will help you grow even much more. Now that we are done with these two limitations already, we're going into the one that we call economic challenges. It's a major reason why people don't build their personal brand. I want you to take our time again and ask yourself, based on the stuff we just discussed, societal barriers, limits that society places on people, which one are you struggling with? Is it what people are thinking about you? Is it your family? Is it your religion? Make our time to write it down. Figure out what that limit is and break it. Tell yourself, I'm going to do this, and I'm not going to be boastful. I'm not going to be arrogant. But if someone else is perceiving me like that, it is their own perception, not yours. Be intentional about what you're pushing out there, and also be yourself while doing this. So let's talk about economic challenges as one of the reasons why people don't build their personal brand. See, building this will take time, and it will also take resources. Yes. And there is so many recessions all over the world. But if you're watching this video in any device, be it a television, a laptop, or your phone, is a proof that you have something that you can leverage, especially if you have a cell phone anywhere in the world. There is no limit. There are common questions people ask, and I'm going to go through them. Number one is this: can I afford the cost associated with personal branding, such as professional photography, website creation, and marketing. Yes, financial constraint can hinder individuals from investing. Everybody will not be the same. Most people will think negatively about you, but that's not your business. Remember, what you're doing as a personal brand is showing the positive things that are happening in your life and how your journey began from day one to where you are today. From the poor background or for the miserable thing or traumatic thing that happened to you to what you have today. That's your focus. You will not, because of someone else, and start hiding and start limiting yourself. Sharing your good news, sharing the wins, and also sharing your failures and your losses will encourage somebody on the journey, on their own journey, to speed up their own progress. Don't hide away from this. I know it's a cultural barrier you are facing, but let me tell you the truth. By the virtue of seeing other people do what they're doing, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing today. And I believe someone else will come up tomorrow and start doing something simply because I didn't give up, not throwing the towel. So don't let this barrier stop you. Look, if your voice is heard and then an image, be it your image or be it a graphics, is being displayed properly on YouTube, people will watch your content. The most important thing you need to know is, how can I get my voice to be heard? And your phone can record and your laptop can record. Start with the least things you have and don't worry about not having the whole attention you want from day one. You will never have all the money you need to do what you want to do, but rather starting with the things you have will help you scale and grow. Another reason why people stop is this question: is it worth spending time and energy on personal branding when I'm struggling to make ends meet? Everybody that's going to go on this journey is going to face this. And let me tell you, it is worth going all in. If you don't have too many responsibilities or too many commitments already, it is worth quitting your 9 to 5 to build. Yes, I just said that. I know it may sound so scary. Remember, you need backups. If you don't have backup, maintain your 9 to 5 and do it. But if you are free, if you are single, you don't have too much commitment, you don't have loan payments you are making, I would suggest to you, consider doing that, because if you can go all in and you have financial backup, you will do well. You will definitely do well. You are going to get to a point where people will get to know you for who you are, because now you are putting your 9 to 5 time into this. But if you're going to be lazy, you're not ready to put in the work, please maintain your 9 to 5, because I think that will help you. For me, I'm all in. I had to shut down the business to an extent to be able to focus on this. Content creation and personal branding is taking up to 90% of my time in order to make it make sense. And today I'm seeing the ROI. But if you don't have all the energy to put on it and the discipline, continue your 9 to 5 and build it gradually. But as for asking if it's worth it, it is the thing that will help you make ends meet faster than you can ever imagine. Let's talk about technical limitations. Are there things that are going to limit you? If you're in Africa or part of Nigeria where I am in Lagos, there's so many technical breakdowns or limitations you're going to face. One of them is the internet. Yes. How can I build a strong online presence when internet access is limited and unreliable? You are not alone on that journey. No matter how much you have in this country, you have to face this with time. Over and over again, we'll face internet breakdown, and it can occur anywhere. Let's take, for instance, someone that wants to vlog. You carry your camera or carry your phone to a bush or local area where you want to vlog. You will discover there is no internet there. Or if there is, there may be glitches on your way. What I advise you to do is record and upload. There are tools that can help you play them as a live video, like tools like Vimeo. If people know that your content is rich, they wouldn't mind if it's live or if it's being premiered. But don't struggle with those internet limitations, because you can't handle them. What you can do is locate the time or the area where you have stronger internet, edit your videos, go there and upload them. With time, we believe that we're going to have more access. And if you feel this is so bad, you can consider traveling out or going on vacations and creating your content 4 months ahead over there and then come back. But if you don't have the resources, you can start the way I started. I started managing my time well and going on locations where I have stronger internet to boost my content. But don't let this stop you. Another limitation people face is social media management. I don't have all the skills to manage social media. And then the thing is becoming so bulky. AI is coming in, algorithm is changing, all those hustles. I don't have all those skills. What do I do, Mr. Nis? Yes, why this may be a limitation, let me tell you the truth. They are limiting you because you're seeing them as one. For me, I'm chunking out content in their numbers, and I don't care if this is going to limit me or boost me. The most important thing for me is I am doing my objectives. I am going to push out X number of videos every single day, every single month and week, and I'm doing it. If that is your goal, that you want to push out content, if the algorithm is favoring you, fine. If it's not, no problem. But I'm doing what I need to do. If somebody asks me in my workplace or in my expertise, what do you do? Send me your portfolio. I can show them videos of 5 years, 2 years, 3 years. If algorithm is not paying me, but this person is going to click on those links and go and visit me, that is my priority. I am not prioritizing for YouTube to start paying me in the next 1 year. I don't know if it happens, fine. If it doesn't, no problem. The most important is that, can I have clients coming through this funnel? Can I have people discover me? Can I have people want to know more about me and have content that is up to 7 hours on the internet that they can watch? If yes is the answer, then I'm good to go. Let's talk about lack of mentorship and support. This is something people complain about a lot. On this aspect, we're going to explore reasons why people quit simply because they feel like they don't have support, nobody's caring for them, nobody's encouraging them. First thing people ask is, who can I turn to for guidance and support in building my personal brand? A lack of mentors and role models can make it challenging to navigate the personal branding process. I understand this, and that's why I'm here. My name is Mr. Nis. I help individuals with 5 years experience in any industry to build their personal brand. I've done this for so many persons, and you are not far away from them. Yes, it will cost you money to have my coaching time, but it won't cost you anything to have free content and books that I've written that are all over the internet. As you're watching this video now, there are tons of videos on this YouTube channel or Facebook that you can lay hold on from me and from other people to build your personal brand. And there is a community called the Brand Talkers. It's a community that I personally manage on WhatsApp, Facebook, and LinkedIn. You can join any of the platforms and receive information that will help you boost your personal brand. The journey is going to be lonely, it's going to be dry, but with such communities, you are going to enjoy your way through the process. Another challenge people face is this: how can I overcome the challenges of building a personal brand in a traditional society? Listen, resistance to change and innovation can hinder personal branding efforts. Remember, you're going to change your lifestyle or your personality, and doing that will come as opposition to your normal way of living. For me, it's about having 2 hours, 10 hours calls with friends and families. But now that I'm building my personal brand, my friends are feeling, oh, you're leaving us. Oh, you are dragging. You are not showing up again. You don't have our time again. I understand. But this is my personal life. This is something I want to do for myself. I may be wrong at the beginning, or I may seem to be wrong, or not have time for all the people I used to have time for. But let me tell you the truth. If at the end of this journey, I get to build this brand to the level I want it to be, you and I will celebrate at the end of the day. Tell yourself the truth. What is more important to you? Making people happy or being yourself? If making people happy is your goal, you can go ahead and work with them or associate with them. But if building your personal brand is the goal, I will encourage you to look away from the limiting beliefs and start pushing yourself to the next level. At this point, we've come to the end of the video, and I want to tell you, you are not alone. Go through this video again and pick out these limits and know the one that works for you and the one that is working against you, and figure out how you can navigate your journey. Thank you. My name is Mr. Nis. Don't forget to subscribe and click like for this kind of content and much more. I want to help you navigate your journey, and that's why I'm doing all these things, to tell you nothing can stop you if you don't want anything to stop you. Thank you.